What's good, y'all? Welcome back to part 2 of Let's Get It. The main attraction, Emory Ogletree II, back in the building. And like I said, man, this part, and for all of you LeBron fans, hell, I'm a LeBron fan. But for the ones who are over the top, and some of you know exactly who I'm talking to, take 3 deep breaths. Hell, hit pause if you need to. But before I get into this, because I'm just sick and tired of some of you, like, losing your minds, calling me a hater, this when I talk about LeBron. I don't even have to say anything bad about it. The fact that I talk about the motherfucker, you just lose it. Hit pause, whatever you gotta do, hit mute. Catch your breath as I get ready to go into this. All right? I'll give you 5 seconds. Take your time. All right, man, here we go. All right, we're talking about AD, right? And I just talked about in part 1 with Magic Johnson, okay? Now I just want to talk about LeBron's role in this whole thing. Now, as we get ready to go into it, man, first of all, LeBron just came back last night, returned to court after that groin injury he had on December 25th. Man came out, had 24, 14, and 9 in a win against the Clippers, who they're currently 1 game behind for that A seed right now. I mean, all due respect, this man's a beast. I mean, he says he's only 80% right now, but like I said before, the fact that when LeBron went down, the Lakers were in 4th, and now that they're 9th, again, just shows how much of an impact this dude has on this team, again, which I still believe gives him a great opportunity to sit up there and go for this MVP. It's going to be a tough task, with the Beard and Giannis and Paul George playing the way he is. But I think LeBron still has a shot. Again, he was my pick going into the season. But, again, like I was saying, with LeBron, this season with or without AD, I'm giving him a pass. You heard it right. I'm giving him a pass. That's not to make an excuse for him, because even with the current roster that he currently has, it's not good enough to win a championship. It's not. And I think for some of those who are just so delusional with, well, look what LeBron did for the last 8 years. LeBron was playing in the East. Please stop using that excuse with me. All right, I know he went to 8 straight finals, but he went to 8 straight finals with the Cavs. This is the West. It's not happening like that over here. But like I said, with all due respect, I know how great of a player LeBron is. And with the piece he has on his current roster, yes, it's slightly better than the Cavs roster he may have had to a degree. But good enough for the fact that he can get them to the playoffs. Like I said, first round, if they made it to the semis, that'd be good enough for me. But like when Stephen A. said they were going to the Western Conference Finals, and some other people I know saying the same thing, y'all are delusional. But, yeah, I'm giving them a pass. And like I said, with or without AD, because even if they did acquire AD, even if somehow Magic gets this job done, well, again, let's be realistic about this. You realize that they won't be keeping all the same pieces that they currently have on that roster. That roster will be depleted. Okay? And as great as LeBron is and as great as AD is, they still need some help. So like I said, I would give them a pass regardlessly. As long as they made the playoffs, it'd be all good with me. Now, hypothetically speaking, though, should the trade get done, and after this season, I'm doubling down on my no more excuses for LeBron. And I know some of you are probably waiting on that. But I am. I'm doubling down. I'm going to double down on my no more excuses for LeBron. Because if the trade goes down, they get Davis. Like I said, I'll give them a pass this season. I would like to believe that going into the next season, going to free agency, with AD and LeBron being on the roster, that they would be able to pick up one more player and put together the sufficient pieces around them. I've said this since the moment he announced it. The move to LA was a business decision more than a basketball one. I truly believe that if LeBron was truly concerned about going to a place where he'd have a chance to win more titles, there were better places to go than the Lakers. There just was. But he's trusting Magic to build a contender, so be it. Again, so be it. Now, I know a lot of you, well, the next thing I'm about to say, I probably just can't wait to jump on it, but I'm going to say it anyway. Everybody knows, for me, that LeBron is not in my GOAT conversation. Doesn't mean I don't think he's not a great player, but he's not in my GOAT conversation. But in all fairness, and I got to shout out my boy Ish, on this. Ish, if you're watching, this is for you. You convinced me this. True. His career is not over. It's not. So with that being said, I shouldn't be completely closed on the door of him not being the GOAT. I'll say again, currently he's not in my conversation currently, but I would say LeBron has a 3% chance of getting in my GOAT conversation. And should the Lakers acquire AD and another free agent, I look forward to seeing what they do in these closing years, because I truly believe this 4-year deal with LeBron has with the Lakers. For me personally, I think this is it. So that's why I said I'm really looking forward to see what LeBron does in his time with the Lakers. With the chance of the history he can possibly make. Again, adding a fifth MVP to his resume, possibly more if it gets to that point. Should he stay the player that we know he is? Moving up the all-time ranks in points, rebounds, assists, all those things. And then possibly adding more titles. But but with that, again, I'm not completely closed on it. Okay, I'm not, because LeBron holds no accountability in trying to bring these free agents to the Lakers. He doesn't. And I think somebody brought it to my attention once of, well, what about Kobe? And I was like, we shouldn't, and I didn't hold necessarily Kobe accountable for that either. If Kobe tried to get guys to come play with him, towards the tail end of his career, and they didn't want to come play with him, how's that Kobe's fault? I mean, a player who's a free agent is a free agent for a reason. They get to choose where they want to go. Now, in LeBron's case, some people would probably be quick to say, well, if this guy didn't go play with LeBron, what does that say about LeBron? Why does it have to say anything about LeBron? Doesn't say a damn thing. Some guys just probably sitting there thinking like, look, I'd rather just do my own thing. So like I said, for me, I hold no accountability for LeBron, whether or not they bring in 2 max signings. That's Magic's job. That's why I went over in part 1. It's their job in the offseason and the trade deadlines to try and make deals. To, like I said, build a roster around LeBron. Now, LeBron can try to help influence to bring these guys in, but at the end of the day, the only accountability I hold against LeBron is that once those players are there, as I was saying, like an AD, and let's say, for example, if they get a Kyrie, once players like that arrive on the roster, once again, that's where my accountability with LeBron falls in. Because like I said, LeBron is great. He's still, to me, right now, the best player in the game. And with that being said, he still does need some help. It's not making excuses for him, but I'm saying, but with this help that he'll get, if he gets an AD and another max player, what else is there to say, y'all? What else can be said? Like I said, I've had some of you tell me that, in the past, LeBron didn't have enough help. Like I said again, LeBron's only pass on that excuse is in the first finals with me. The first one. Now we can go back and look to the Miami Heat. How much more help do you need? You had like 3-4 Hall of Famers on your roster. Okay, he went 2 for 4. Cool. He went back to Cleveland. Had a solid squad. Injury in the first time of Kyrie and K-Love were down. Second year to come back, they won it. Then the last 2 years, as we all know, KD went to Golden State, and you already know my feelings on that. A tall task, though, but I actually was pulling for LeBron in both of those. If anything else, ironically, I was pulling for him to help support his case to be in the GOAT conversation, because that is a tall order to, kind of ask to overcome. But those are the facts right now. Now, whether KD's going to stay in Golden State after this, we don't know. But like I said, sticking to LeBron, again, my only thing is right now, I said this season I'm giving him a pass. Like I said, it seems like AD is going to be coming to the Lakers. That's what the reports are saying. It may not be right away, but it seems like it will be soon. Once the season is done, hey, I'm going to sit back and I'm going to be watching. And like I said, as always, I'm firm but fair. Always have been. I believe in that. And like I said, I admit it yet again. I will give LeBron a 3% chance until the end of his career to try to sneak back into the GOAT conversation for me. But as far as the season goes, hey, I just truly believe that LeBron will get the Lakers back on track. With or without AD, if a trade goes down, he'll get them back into playoff contention. The only thing I'm curious to know is if he'll be able to get that 5th MVP. At the end of the day, y'all, like I said, it's 6 more days until the deadline for the NBA. Whether AD is going to be coming or not, like I said, it's kind of hard to say. Like I said, I can see why the Pelicans wouldn't do it. And if not, then we just move on. We just move on, and like I said, we wait for AD to go into free agency, and who knows? We'll see what happened. I mean, let's think about it. We just saw that Dallas had a great trade yesterday, sending Porzingis and Hardaway Jr. and Courtney Lee and Trey Burke over to Dallas. I mean, I think that's a great pickup. So it's going to be interesting to see what the league looks like here in the next 2-3 years or so. But that's going to be it for me, y'all. As always, I am the main attraction. Emory Ogletree is second. Until next time, I look forward to it. Take it easy. I'm out.